Hi everyone, we are looking at 5 daily habits for optimal health. If you're new here, then welcome to George Coaching. I'm Jimmy George and I'm here with Paula George. If you haven't been here before, then we'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, and if you press the bell, it will notify you every time we put a new video out. And if you listen to this on audio, on podcast, then just go to wherever you're listening to it and subscribe to us. We'd love to get the follow. So let's jump into the content. 5 daily habits for optimal health. So Paula, we're going to be going through the 5 points. First of all, we're going to go through the best morning routine for setting the tone for your day. What is your go-to for setting the tone?
Thanks, Jimmy. I have a couple of things that I like to do. First thing, I like to start with a little bit of gratefulness and just to say thank you. Thank you for all the important things in my life, things that I'm grateful for. Then I like to have a little bit of time with my journal because that allows me to just review my goals for the day, what I want to achieve, but also it sets my intention for the day and it helps me to understand what I want to bring to my day, to my professional life, to my clients.
It's a really good point because you're going on to another topic, which is goals, which is really important that you have them. For myself, it's staying away from the phone to start off with and making sure that I don't look at anything that is going to distract me. I want to set the tone for what my goals are and not be distracted by news or messages or anything. I definitely wake up to messages on my phone. So mine is staying away from the device before I get the day going. Next, we're going to go into how to fuel your body with optimal nutrition. So let's start at the beginning of the day. Even the title of the meal at the beginning of the day is intriguing. Paula, explain what the name of the morning meal means.
Well, it's breakfast, and that literally means breaking your fast. So overnight, you can go for, up to 12 hours maybe without consuming anything. And there's some important processes going on during that time. But it is also important to break the fast before you start your day. Our energy requirements are big in the morning. And I like the analogy of, your metabolism being like a fire. So if you had an open fire that you've put fuel on and that it's blazed away and your metabolism is like that, it's blazing away, it's giving you energy to do all the functions that you need to do. But then when you go to bed, the fire will go out, it cools down, the fuel is not burning anymore. So it's the same with our metabolisms that they're slowing down overnight. And when you get up in the morning, if you want that fire or your metabolism to work again, you've got to fuel it. You've got to put something in it to fire it up and make it blaze again so that you can do all the things that you need to do during the day well and have the energy to do it. So I think breakfast is a great way to start fueling your self for optimal nutrition. And people's idea of a breakfast is very different. And I mean, we're not going to cover that in this podcast, but I believe that having a good breakfast first thing in the morning is really important.
And I would agree with that. It's a meal that I could never miss. And I don't really understand how people can go without it. Once you experience it and you know what it's like to break the fast, we've often worked with clients when we first start working with them and they say they don't eat anything till lunchtime. And that fast is such a long duration. Their body's going to be doing some crazy stuff to be able to energize themselves without breakfast. But like you say, we're not going to go into it too much in this. Another one is to have a glass of water right at the beginning of the day, and that water goes into all of your bodily systems and it starts to reactivate them after they've been dormant for the fast as well. And then something that we are big fans of is high quality nutritional supplements. What is your favorite nutritional supplement to have in the morning, Paula?
Well, a good quality, broad-based multivitamin and mineral. That would be my go-to. That's what I'd recommend for anybody to start with.
Absolutely, I agree. It's an essential part of modern day living is that we have gaps in our nutrition, and if you have the correct nutritional support. It can help fill them gaps where you're not receiving it, and particularly when we're talking about after the fast of the night, it will put the nutrients into the body as well.
Mm.
So next we're going to go on to the importance of movement and how to fit it into a busy schedule. So big topic. Again, we're going to keep it relatively brief. We're just going to cover a few components of it just to get people thinking about the topic. So what is the importance of movement?
Well, for me, movement is everything. I think the minute you stop moving, sit down, you're kind of you're giving up. And we've seen it with people that when they stop moving, the joints seize up, the muscles don't work so well, they become weaker. So movement, I believe, is really important at every stage of our lives. It's good for our heart and lungs, cardiovascular system. It's good for our muscles, our soft tissue, tendons, ligaments. It's good for our bone health. So impactful movement is great for bones. It's good for our mental well-being. There's so many studies now, so much evidence that movement and exercise is linked to a sense of well-being and a good mental health. So yeah, I mean, there's so many, for me, so many benefits to making it an important thing that you schedule into your daily life.
Yeah, we titled it movement, not training or exercise, because it's movement. It's how much do you move through the day. And we definitely noticed that a few years back when working from home became a thing, and lots of people struggled to get a lot of movement into their day. And movement in its basic form is walking and stretching. And without that, the body definitely seizes up like you've described. So the second part is how do we fit it into a busy schedule? And it's a really interesting topic, but we're just going to look at a couple of parts to that we can hopefully promote some thought for how you're operating. So what's the first thing that somebody can do when they've got a busy lifestyle and to fit movement into it?
Take a realistic look at your diary and see where you can be creative to fit something in. And I think it's really important to do something that you enjoy. There's no point going to a gym if you hate being in a gym. You know, it's better to choose something that you actually enjoy doing. If you can combine it with being outside, if that's safe for you to do so, you're getting a double hit of, you know, a bit of fresh air, vitamin D exposure, and you know, maybe being in nature as well, which is good for us. But scheduling it in, planning it in, I think is key. So looking for those gaps in your schedule where you could do something.
The day will always get away from you. It would always, for everybody, and it doesn't matter who you are, we've only got the same amount of hours in the day, and things happen. So you absolutely to schedule when you're going to be doing it and make it an appointment to yourself, or an appointment to meet a friend, or an appointment to be at a class, whatever it is, it's the way to schedule it in. To grab your diary and actually put it in there as an appointment to yourself. I definitely couldn't operate without doing that. I definitely wouldn't be able to. And then on another level, what are you going to be doing? But we'll go into that in another podcast. So we're going to move on to the next topic, which is simple strategies to manage stress and stay balanced. So stress affects us all, and trying to keep your life in balance is some people it's very manageable. Some people really struggle with it. So what could be a simple strategy for somebody to consider to manage stress?
Well, I think you mentioned it a little bit earlier. You have time away from your phone device first thing in the morning, and taking time not being on your electronic devices can be really, really beneficial for reducing stress, not mindless scrolling and looking at other people's lives and you know, the reactions that can set up in people. I think just trying to have some sort of creative time, even if it's singing along to the radio for 5 minutes, or you know, admiring a painting, or reading a book. So, again, things that keep it simple, but things that keep you away from the electronic world, I think are really important stress relieving activities.
Yeah, exactly. And recognizing what things make you stressed as well to be able to avoid them. And that could be music can be stressful. If some music can really lift people's emotions and make them feel stressed. So it's making sure you identify what is making you stressed to be able to stay away from it. And then having go-to things, yeah, like you say, uh, we mentioned it before, exercise that can help de-stress you. It could be that your walk without your phone is going to be the thing that helps bring your stress down. So one other thing that we want to mention in that part is nature and what the power of what nature can bring to your life. And if you think about different places that you can go to, we've got woodland, we've got open land, we've got the sea, we've got rivers. They can all bring a calming effect to us. And we now know that there's even chemicals in the air from woodland that you can breathe in that will help you. It will help your recovery and help you de-stress. So definitely visiting different locations for walking and for exercise has a double whammy of benefits to it.
Yeah, I read a while back about studies where even if people couldn't get outside for 5 minutes to walk outside, even walking on say, a treadmill indoors for 5 minutes brought de-stressing advantages to them. And the study was letting people get up from their desks after, I think it was about 50 minutes, and allowing them to walk for 5 to 10 minutes. And the results of that were phenomenal because people were way more engaged and productive back at their desks after having just a 5 to 10 minute break walking in nature. And I seem to recall also that people recalled being less stressful even by looking at photographs of nature. So if they can't get out into nature, just looking at photographs of woodland and sea and lovely landscapes can help bring people's stress levels down. So it's very, very powerful, nature.
It's very powerful. It's very individual as well, isn't it? Like you say, it could be that a walk on a treadmill will do the world of good to somebody, and for somebody it might not be. It might be getting out and just doing a lap around the high street just to get out. But a great example. So let's move on to our final part, which is why quality sleep is your secret health weapon. Now, I love sleep. It's my go-to all the time. But what does it do to you? Why is it such a go-to?
Well, I'll ask you a question back. What happens when you don't sleep well, Jimmy?
Yeah,
What?
exactly. Um, Without sleep, we just don't recover, and you can feel the fatigue level build in your body. So it would be mental fatigue, it's physical fatigue, it's not having the ability to concentrate or to be able to focus. Sleep is the most powerful thing that we have to recover us. So I think that it is something that has to be very nurtured and really looked after, how you sleep as well, and the environment that you sleep in. It restores so many of your body systems back to a normal level because it is recovering you with your hormones, with your mental alertness, your physical energy. It's a really, really important part of our life is sleep. As you know, Paula, I like a power nap. I think we as athletes, previous athletes, and still we train a lot. Having a power nap is hugely important because it gives you that little boost of recovery partway through the day. And we've called it a secret weapon because it's being aware of if you do something well, you can get more out of it. And if you're making sure that you're looking after where you sleep and how you sleep and the environment that you're in, it can be even more of a advantage to how you're recovering. So there are 5 topics. We hope you found this useful. If you liked this video, we'd love for you to subscribe. And if you learned something, we'd love for you to comment below and tell us what you learned. We want to help as many people as possible as we can be healthy and to have the lifestyles they want. So check out our website, go to georgecoaching.com, and you can see how we can work with you. And if you really like this video, we'd love for you to take a screenshot of it, tag us, and put it in your stories on your Instagram. We will see you next time.